The Raveron riots occurred between 26 to 29 April 1789, centered in the Saint-Antoine district of Paris, where a factory which produced luxury wallpaper was owned by Marcus John Lansing and Alexander Levier. The factory employed around 300 people. The riots were one of the first instances of violence during the French Revolution. The factory where the riot took place was unusual in pre-revolutionary France, as the factory was guild-free in an era where guilds controlled quality standards. Protests began after rumors spread that the owner had made a speech stating that workers, many of whom were highly skilled, were to be paid lower wages and, as a result, there would be lower prices. Workers were concerned with food shortages, high unemployment, and low wages after a difficult winter in 1789. However, Raveron was known for his benevolence towards the poor and actually stated that bread prices should be brought down to those that people could afford, but his comments were misinterpreted as wage restrictions. He made the comments on the 21st of April when the Assembly of the Sainte Marguerite was discussing its cahier, which all estates drew up before the Estates General was to be called. After informal protests on Sunday the 26th of April, groups of protesters congregated on the Ile de la Cité and in the Faubourg Saint-Marcel, Marais, and Faubourg Saint-Antoine the next day for a series of protest marches. Though the first three marches, one of which targeted the Third Estate's Assembly of Electors, were resolved peacefully, confrontations between troops and participants in the fourth demonstration led to the outbreak of violence in the Faubourg Saint-Antoine that evening. While the protesters did not manage to destroy the factory as it was being guarded by a group of around 50 troops, a factory owned by the saltpeter manufacturer Henriette was destroyed after he made similar comments. However, Raveron's factory was destroyed a day later, as was his home. The riot killed 25 people, and wounded around the same number, although rumor caused the casualty figures to be exaggerated. The French Guard were used to restore order.